Correct. We are live with our finals for our March Madness uh, bottled and bond bracket with the Moy Valley Whiskey Society. We lost Jason. Let's get Jason back in. Hopefully, we got a couple people watching. Let me know in the chat if you can actually hear us. I didn't hear the intro music going, so I'm a little worried about that. So if you are watching, give us a thumbs up in the chat or let us know. Make sure that you can hear us. We've had a couple other sound issues already tonight. I don't see anything popping up yet, but we're going to press on, assuming everybody can hear us. So how you guys doing? You ready for the finals for our Bottle and Bond bracket for 2024?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. I just checked YouTube too. Sounds coming through.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Well, welcome everyone. Hey, whoever's on Facebook, let us know who's doing there. It doesn't show up through StreamYard on the chat, so I can't see unless you're watching on YouTube. So let us know. We'll give you a shout out. Well, for everybody watching, this is our finals for our March Madness Bottle of Bond bracket. We've had 2 rounds so far with 6 fantastic Bottle of Bonds. Hey, it's Chris. Hey, Chris Mancourt is watching. He says hi. Thanks. Well, we've had 2 rounds with 3 whiskeys, Bottle of Bond bourbons per round moving on to the finals tonight. We get to see for this year who comes out on top. Big news already for this year. In round 1, we had Henry McKenna eliminated in round 1. That was a big surprise. And in round 2, we had E.H. Taylor Bottle of Bond eliminated. So the 2 top dogs from last year eliminated in the first 2 rounds this year. So that's pretty interesting. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Gentlemen, let's go ahead and pick up glass number 1. I'm going to get our countdown going here. We're going to spend 2 minutes with glass number 1, and we're going to come back with everybody's first impressions. Cheers. All right. That is glass 1. Let's go around and see what everybody thought about that. Let's start with the Barrel Wizard, our whiskey ghost for tonight.
Yeah, I'm here,
Paul.
I'm here, guys.
What did you think about glass 1?
It's not bad. It's got your normal bourbon notes, your caramel vanillas. It is got a sharp spice to it. but I can't figure out what the spicy part is. On the finish, it kind of throat punches you, if you know. And it's got a medium finish to it. It's okay.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of agree. I kind of got a little bit of a spicy sharpness to it. But overall, it seemed pretty decent. Kevin, what did you think about Glass One?
So I got first sip or first nose. I got sweet and like a pear, and then the next time I smelt it, it was like leather. So every time I smelt it, it changed. But for on the tasting notes, it tasted like vanilla cream to me. So I thought it was good. So I'm curious to see where the rest of this goes.
All right, starting off pretty decent then. Jason, how about you? What did you think about Glass One?
So on the first note there, I got on the nose was a slight dusty note to it, but it had the vanillas, the caramels in it, and everything like that. Then it went on the taste. It had the sweet, typical bourbon profile and everything like that. Vanillas, caramels on it. But it was very light and unassuming until you got that throat punch, as Paul said. At the very back end of it, it hits you and kicks you in the face. And but it was a medium finish besides that. Like it kicks you there, but it's medium afterwards. It really dives off real quickly, I guess is the best way to put it.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering if it was just me, maybe a little bit of heartburn tonight, but it seems like you guys kind of experienced that too. So, all right, well, let's go to Will and maybe Ryan. Will,
Ryan is experiencing a sequence of sneezes, so he won't be giving any notes on this one right now. So my first note was very banana, and it had kind of just a long, enduring sweetness. There was a little bit of pepper, but I don't know if it came from the whiskey or if it was the side effect. We had some very garlicky hummus with our meal tonight. So I'm not quite sure if the pepper is coming from the garlic or from the whiskey.
Okay. I was getting a fruit off the nose. And since you mentioned banana, I get light hints of banana, but it's almost like a banana candy with some other maybe fruit too. I didn't quite pick that up before. Don, what did you think about Glass One?
I like this one. I'm fighting a cold right now, so my nose isn't really there, but look like I can still taste stuff. Immediately I got like just a vanilla caramel. I got a little bit of cerealness to it. And then on the back end, I was getting that like a black peppery kind of spice. I will say I did pick up, I wrote down clove on the nose. I was getting some sort of spice out of it. And I wasn't sure what it was, but I like this one.
Okay, great. All right, well, that seemed like a pretty decent start. Where are we at around the room? Thumbs up, sideways, or down? This one was almost there for me. Okay.
Where are you at, Paul? I can't see you.
Sideways.
Okay, a little mixed, but fairly positive. All right, well, let's go ahead and pick up contender number 2. We'll spend 2 minutes with it and come back with your first impressions. Cheers. All right, and that was glass number 2. I'll start off right away with holy smokes. This one came off super floral on the nose to me, super funky, grassy, grainy on the palate. I'm not sure how I felt about this one, fellas, but let's see what you thought. Don, let's start with you. How you sitting with glass 2?
Yes, I wrote down sweet floral funk on the nose. And then on the palate it carried over. I wrote it was it was sweet. I got honey and I got like kind of a young wood taste out of it. And I felt like it coated the mouth pretty well. And I don't know, maybe it's because such a distinct flavor, but when I was licking my inside of my mouth, I could still taste it. So I like this one. That was good.
Okay, all right. Will, let's see what you thought about glass 2.
I really enjoyed someone's description of potpourri. I don't know if I was inventing that or if someone actually said it, but it kind of reminds me of potpourri with cinnamon sticks in it.
Yeah, it kind of tasted like potpourri to me,
Yeah.
too.
As soon as you said that, I was like, okay, that's it.
All right. Jason, how about you? How did you feel about glass 2?
I get the one word green with this. It's like green banana skins, green wood, green like rye, a little bit of a rye note to it, green grass, just a lot of green in this glass right here.
Yeah, I have to agree 100% with all of that. Kevin, how about you? How did it sit with you?
So I got it smelled like dough, and then when my first sip was a young and floral. This one's really not in my alley for tasting notes, but I agree with everybody else. I just got more of a young taste off of it too.
Okay. And Paul, our Barrel Wizard Ghost, what did you think?
Yeah, I'm a ghost. Sorry, guys. Well, you know what? My glasses do kind of look ghosty, don't they? Yeah, I get a lot of sweetness. I get that young oak, a lot of young greenness to it. A light citrus note, maybe like a zest, and then pretty much carries over to the palate with some cinnamon behind it. And I like it better than in the first glass.
Okay, very interesting. So I definitely did not like this better than the first glass. And what's interesting, you think about, I think I really didn't like this one tonight, but it had to have at least come in the top 3 in one of the previous rounds. So that's pretty interesting. So where are we at with our thumbs up, sideways, or down? I think I'm actually a down on this one. Yeah, that's what I thought. Very, very mixed. Not so great on this one.
Wet 5.
Interesting.
It's like
Okay.
it was like the Green Lantern, the movie.
Yeah.
Just
Like at
kinda
first you're like, oh man, it's cool, it's Green Lantern, and then you finish it, and then you're like, ah, that was disappointing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on to contender number 3. We'll get our timer up, spend 2 minutes with glass 3, and come back with your first impressions. Cheers.
It's just that it's old.
All right, that was Glass 3. I got to tell you, straight away on Glass 3, I smelled. I'm like, okay, we're back in finals contender rounds here. And then I had to go back to 1 and kind of jump ahead of my own rules there a little bit, but 3 came off so good. I'm like, man, I don't know if this is better than 1 or not. But let's start with Paul this time. Paul, what'd you feel about Glass 3?
Actually, I so far right now, I mean, Glass 3 is as far as the nose and the palate, it's basically 3, 2, and 1 right now. I really liked it. It had it definitely clearly had all the bourbon notes, the caramels, the vanillas, butterscotchies, all the bourbon notes. It was very light oak on the nose. The palate basically transferred right over. But when the palate, I got it to be a little more super sweet than Glass 2. It was a little more sweeter. On the finish, it just coated nicely. I was a lot happier with this one.
Okay, awesome, sounding good. So, Kevin, how about you? What did you feel about Glass 3?
I actually agreed 100% with what you were saying. I almost wanted to go back to taste number 1 again, but I'm gonna wait. I got like a fruit taste on it. I got a cereal note. I can't put the fruit taste that I got. It's somewhere like orange, but it's not orange. And it had a really long finish. I enjoyed this one. I'm curious to try it again against 1 so far. But yeah, back to good bourbon again.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I can't wait to side by side that with 1. Jason, how about you? What did you feel about Glass 3?
Excuse me. So I got on the nose. I got like hints of fresh sawn walnut and pecan. I used to do some woodworking in the past, so those wood shavings are ingrained into my brain actually. Um, but then I also have like a floral note on the taste of that with some floral notes with some honey, and it's like almost like a grapefruit, but not an orange flavor, but more of like the spicier citrus side of the things. So, yeah.
Okay. All right, Kevin, could that have been? Oh, we lost Kevin.
Oh, I'm here.
Okay.
I was just checking on the
Could
score.
that could grapefruit have been it?
I don't think it was that tart.
Okay.
But
All right. Well, Will and we got Ryan back with us too. So let's see what you guys thought about Glass 3.
I'll let him give some notes since he's missed out on the first 2.
Yeah, no, sorry. I have this weird habit of like getting these sneezing fits. So anyway,
It's
now
all
that
good, Ryan.
yeah. So for me, my palate is still sort of reacclimating to post sneezing, but for me, this one tastes a lot lighter body compared to the previous ones. And I was getting some notes of tobacco at first, but then as it was settling on my palate, more of a nutty note that I would best describe as pecan was my takeaway. But I enjoyed this one.
Okay. Will, how about you?
So my first note on the nose, it was quite floral. But then as soon as it hit my tongue, it was red hot cinnamon candies. So like sugary cinnamon and some caramel. And then the finish just kept going and going and going. And it had some of the sweetness and the spiciness that I just like in a good bourbon.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Sounding pretty good so far. Don, what did you feel? How did you feel about Glass 3?
I really like this one. I have this as my top contender as well. On the nose, I was picking up like a slight citrus zest, and then on the palate, it was just typical bourbon notes, like Paul was saying, just that caramel vanilla goodness. It had a nice oily coat to it, so it hung around for a little bit. Not a lot of spice, just a good 100 proof bourbon.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that also. You know, we were back in like good bourbon territory. So our thumb up meter, where are we at? Yeah, I'm definitely a thumbs up on this one.
I'm a thumbs up.
Okay, still thumbs up. Oh, we got one sideways in there. Okay, that's all right. All right. Well, we have made it through 3 of the winners from our round 1 and round 2. Let's take a quick break, get some water, reset our palates a little bit here. Since we were with everyone on a virtual blind flight night last time, we did go down to Louisville and did a barrel pick at Pursuit Spirits, which was totally awesome. Jason, our illustrious vice president of the group, is also an ambassador for Pursuit Spirits, so he's a great resource on information on them. But we ended up picking a double oak, one of their new products, and it was fantastic. Will, Jason, anything you guys want to say about the barrel pick?
I didn't think that we would have access to a double oak as a pick selection. And when it all came down to it, I think everyone had 2 double oak and 1 non-double oak in their top 3. But I'm pretty sure every single person on the pick had the barrel we picked as something special.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jason.
Yeah, even talking with Kenny and Ryan afterwards, they were like, we know that particular barrel is something special. That's actually what we wanted our distillery release as double oak to be, but we couldn't duplicate it. So you guys get it. That is something special right there.
Yeah. It's super awesome. Now, Jason is working on a pursuit night for the Whiskey Society that we're going to have as one of our monthly events that will be right before we launch the barrel pick for sale through Shared For. That's in collaboration with Stuff and Whiskey again. So that's going to be a really good one. Really awesome. Can't wait for that event. So, guys, pay attention. Be on the lookout through Facebook and Discord. So you can't say, I didn't know when the event comes up and when that barrel pick drops. We got a couple comments here. So Mike thinks number 2 is Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond. Really, Mike? Number 2? Oh, no. Sorry. Then he said, sorry, based on the last description, I think number 3 is Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond. Yeah, number 3. It could be. I have no idea. These were randomized as part of the winners. So Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond is definitely in here somewhere. But we're going to hold Mike to that. We're going to remember during the reveal. And
I say I have a guess on number 2.
We're going to ridicule Mike if it's not Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond. So, yeah, he's commenting there again. So, awesome. Lost track. What's in contention for tonight? So tonight, from round 1 and round 2, we've got Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond. We got George Dickel Bottle and Bond. We've got Jack Daniels Bonded. We got Ragged Branch Bottle and Bond.
Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond.
What's that?
Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond and Early Times Bottle and Bond.
Early Times Bottle and Bond. Yep, those are the 6 in contention for tonight. So awesome. All right, well, let's go dive back into it. Let's pick up contender number 4, and I'll get our countdown going. Spend 2 minutes with glass number 4, and we'll come back with your first impression. All right, and that was Glass 4. I've got some really good thoughts on this one, but before that, I want to see what you guys thought. Don, let's start with you. What did you think about Glass 4?
I really like it, and I don't know what it is. I wasn't getting a lot on the nose, and then did the Kentucky Chew, and it went down. I was like, "Wow, that's good." And I'm looking at this tasting note sheet you gave me, and I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, it was just. I mean, vanilla was probably the most prominent note out of it, but I don't know. It was good, whatever it was. I'm gonna keep sipping on it.
Mhm.
Awesome, awesome. And if anybody doesn't know, oh, we lost Don.
I hit the wrong button.
Oh, and if everyone doesn't know, the tasting note sheet he's talking about is actually one Kevin developed for us. Kevin, you want to show it? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so super, super awesome. And I think, Will, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think everyone can access that if they're a member through our shared drive.
Not yet. I do have the original. I went to format it into a solid format, and it got all misaligned. I'm going to rebuild it in a way that everyone will have access to here pretty quick, and it will be in the members shared drive.
I should be able to share. I should be able to share it too. If that helps.
I was going to say you gave it to me, so I've got it. Okay. I just need to make it prints right.
And for our members, we have actually copies of it printed out and ready to go at the Whiskey Lounge. So if you are an executive member, check that out. If you're not an executive member, I think there might only be like one spot left. So if you've ever thought about it, be interested, definitely check that out on our website. Because I think there's only like one left. One left. So
cool.
And if you don't get a hold of that, make friends with an executive member so you can be their guest. All right. Will and Ryan, let's see what you thought about Glass 4.
I think you probably want me to go last.
Well, no. Will, I want to hear what you have to say. Based on a comment, I think you might have a guess of what this is.
So my first reaction was spoiled wood, banana husks. I'm pretty certain this is Dickel.
Okay. Well, we will see. I was gonna save it also, but I happen to really, really like this one also. I'm on board with Don, so I might agree with you on that one. We'll see. Ryan, what did you think about it?
To me, it tastes like when you ever go to like a Cuban restaurant and you get fried plantains. For me, that sort of like unripened plantain flavor was like the big hit for me. That being said, I like that. I think it tasted pretty good for me. I don't know where I'm going to put it in the ranking with the rest, since my nose was a little compromised for the first three, but I enjoyed it pretty well.
Okay, awesome. All right, let's move on to Jason. What did you think about Glass 4?
Yeah, I'm gonna jump out on the limb with Will there and say this is probably Dickel because I've got a huge mineral note with it, that Flintstone vitamin type note with it. So there's some other fruity notes in there in that, but the mineral note just took over for me. So that's where I'm at with it.
Okay. All right, and Kevin, how did you feel about Glass 4?
All right, so I am 100% with Don. 100% with Don, and I would be shocked if this is Dickel. If it is, then maybe I am a Dickel fan. I got like oak on the nose, like green apple, and then I just wrote down dessert in a glass, and then I thought it was was very complex, is what I wrote.
Okay, awesome. Now it may not be. These were randomized in the list, the setup here. But if it is, we have to remember, in my opinion, anyways, this is we have the 13-year bottle and bond in the competition from fall 2008. My opinion is the best George Dickel product that is out there, even though I really like the 15-year and older as well. But Paul, how did you feel about Glass 4?
It's really sweet. I'm getting a lot of that. Well, I guess I never had the Flintstones vitamins when I was a kid, but I'm getting those fruity candy type weird notes to it. Uh, I did get kind of like a green apple-y note to it. And that was kind of on the nose as well as the palate. I did pick up a little bit of a maple in there on the nose. Yeah, but once I got to the mouth feel, it was like a medium to a full mouth feel. The finish was medium. The complexity was just like nothing there after the nose and the palate.
Oh, I disagree.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Well, I happen to
Fighting words,
really
Paul.
like this one. I thought on the palate, it had a lot of texture and mouthfeel. It had a depth to the whiskey. I was picking up that complexity in the finish, like Don and Kevin were talking about. So I have to really enjoy this one. Where are we at with our thumbs on this one? Kevin's giving us a good 2 thumbs up. That counteracts Will's 2 thumbs down. So that'll be good. Look at that. Fireworks in the background for Kevin too. That's awesome.
How the hell did you do that?
I
That's
love
awesome.
it.
Don probably did that.
I'm in a medium.
Yeah, we
That's
can't see your thumbs, Paul.
Huh?
Nothing.
Oh, we got some comments. You want a flash? So Mike's asking if you want a flashlight, Paul. I don't know if he'll be able to run you one down there, but we'll keep going. All right, let's go
I
ahead.
kind of like it. If you look at my glasses, they look
You look,
kind of good.
yeah, you got 2 glowing eyes just hovering there. It's kind of unnerving, but we'll press on. All right, let's go ahead and pick up glass
It's the wizard
5.
thing.
Yeah, we'll pick up glass 5. I'll get the countdown going. We'll spend 2 minutes with it and come back with your first impressions. Cheers. All right, that was contender number 5 in our finals. Go around and see what you guys thought. Our Barrel Wizard. Paul, what did you think about Glass 5?
I'm getting like an orange note on it, zesty type notes, citrusy at least. In the background, I'm actually picking up a anise note. There's a pepper note to it, but I don't know if it's a white pepper or a black pepper at this point. It's there. As far as the mouth, I'm still working on the tongue here. Basically your bourbon notes like your caramels, vanillas. There is a sharp spice, like maybe more like a white pepper to it. On the palate, finish is definitely a full finish. It's nice, reasonable. Complexity on it, I would give that medium complex.
The stupid employee recognition program.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I actually thought this one was coming off really, really nice. Now I'm like stuck on 1, 3, and 5 now that I'm gonna have to take a look at. They seem pretty similar to me. But Kevin, what did you think about Glass 5?
So I wrote down it was very light on the nose. It was very sweet. It reminds me of number 1, but a little bit sweeter. So if it didn't come off of number 4, I probably would have liked it a lot more. It's not a bad thing that this is probably my 4th ranking, and I like it a lot. So that tells you what we're drinking tonight.
Oh yeah, I mean these are all top 3s from our first 2 rounds, so I expect them to be good. I was conflicted because I really liked 4. Then I got to 5, and I don't know if I like it better than 4 or not. Jason, what did you think about 5?
Well, I think I like this better than 4. I get a slight citrus on the nose with it, just slight. But this reminds me more of a banana note, but it's very subtle with it. It's not like in your face banana note, but there is those caramels, those vanillas, everything that you get with your typical bourbons and everything like that. But I have an idea where I would be leaning towards on this one, but I'm gonna hold that one for a little bit.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Will and Ryan, Will, I have to assume you like this one better than 4, but let me know.
It would be really hard to find something more offensive than 4 for me. This is probably my favorite so far. I would describe it as light and sweet with almost like a sweetened cream and berries flavor. Really very bright, and it finishes out with like an orange blossom, like a citrus zest honey. I like it very much.
Awesome. Citrus zest honey. That sounds like a meal at Panda Express, but
Oh, I don't need any of that artificially orange chicken.
all right, Ryan, what did you think?
I think for me, on the nose, I was getting a little bit of sort of like a tobacco situation of the sweetest variety tobacco you could envision. And then from a flavor note on the palate, I was getting, a little bit of like, again, the classic sort of oaky notes you'd expect, but like a little bit of almost amaretto cherry situation going on. But I enjoyed this quite a bit. In comparison to the last one, it's different, but I'll have to do a little side-by-side comparison to see which I preferred more.
Okay. All right. Awesome. And Don, round us out, buddy. What did you think about Glass 5?
I like this one. I mean, I've liked them all so far. I wasn't really picking up too much of a lot. What I did notice was just like a subtle spiciness to it. I actually went back real quick and compared it to 1, and I think I like this one a little more than 1. It's just the spice wasn't super aggressive. It just kind of hung on there a little bit, coated the mouth well, and it let you know it was there. Yeah, overall, I just liked it.
Okay. Good. Yeah, I really like this one as well, which is kind of throwing me off based on how I felt on 4, but we'll see how it shakes out. Where are we at with our thumb meter here? I expect good marks. Yeah, good marks all the way around for that one. Awesome. All
Kevin's
right,
going
well,
all out with the emojis.
What's that?
So Kevin's going all out with the animations and the emojis.
well, I think
That's not
Kevin,
me. I don't know who's doing it.
It's not you.
It does it automatically.
Really?
Yeah, you had fireworks go up, and then
I
that
know,
one
what was
posted
that?
a
A
thumbs
fucking
up, and I was like, "What the hell?
I thought you were doing it.
Hell?" I was like, "How do you do fireworks? I want to do fireworks."
I know.
Oh, there it
Yeah,
goes.
there it goes.
There it
Okay,
goes. What the
put two
heck?
thumbs up and
Oh, are
hold
you
up.
on iPhone?
Yeah.
Oh, it's an iPhone thing. That's what it
Yep.
is.
Let's get fireworks going again.
There
Oh,
we
there you go.
Ooh.
That's perfect. All right. Well, we have made it all the way to glass 6. Let's pick up our last contender. We'll get our timer up here, spend 2 minutes with glass 6, and we'll come back with your first impressions. Cheers. Okay, we have made it through all 6. Let's find out what you guys thought about glass 6. Then we'll move on to start ranking these.
This is gonna be tough.
John, how did glass 6 sit with you?
I really like it. I mean, between the cold and them all being 100 proof, it's kind of hard to find what I'm finding here. I might be picking up. It's definitely sweet. I might be picking up just like a little grape note. Not a lot of spice on this one. Just caramely goodness and like just maybe just like a dark fruit kind of sweetness to it.
Okay. So I definitely picked up some fruit on this one as well. I know banana had been mentioned a couple of times with a couple of these. I was picking up that a little bit more on this one. But I could see a mixed fruit or a grape as well. Will, Ryan, what did you guys think about glass 6?
For me, on the nose smelt a little fresh, more like a little greener than the previous one. However, once I was tasting it, I was getting some little mapley notes, and then as I was letting it really linger on my palate, getting sort of the best way I can describe it is if you had an overly sweetened coffee beverage that lingered on your palate. So it was that, like, after the sweetness passed, it's that lingering sort of coffee sweet feel was the best way I can describe it.
Okay. Will, how about you?
So I'm 100% on board with your Banana Runs candy, and I will mix that with some extra roasted peanuts. And it's I have a feeling I know what it is, but I'll wait until I can have a retasting of everything, because I originally thought number 1 was this selection, and it's no longer.
Okay.
I'm not I'm not put off by it, but it's definitely not my favorite.
Okay.
You think this is the Jack, huh?
So this is very interesting. So this is one of the few times we do a blind flight night where everybody actually knows what's in the flight, just not which class is which. So it's a single blind. So I'm very interested to see if that helps you guys pick out what's in here. Jason, how did you feel about Glass 6?
So this one to me, I got a little bit of orange blossom on the nose with it, and a little bit of pepper on the taste and the palate with it, like a light pepper with it. But overall, it's a very good one. It's better than some of the other ones in the flight, and we'll see where this ranks out.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Kevin, how'd you
So-
feel about Glass 6?
So I wrote down orange zest, very bright on the nose, and then I wrote down I got like a dark cherry, bright, and then I got that ripe banana as well. So yeah, this is I actually really like this one. I think this is the Jack. This is gonna be tough to rank these, by the way. I'm gonna try to get fireworks going again if I can.
There we go. Big scale fireworks. All right. I like it. You know, it is gonna be tough. I mean, there's a reason why all 6 of these are in the finals. And it's our job to shake out those little differences and get a ranking for everyone. But let's see what Paul, our barrel wizard, thinks about Glass 6.
With his glowing eyes.
It's really,
It's a wizard thing. Actually, I'm kind of right there with Jason on pretty much all the nose and the tastings. You know, the typical bourbon notes with citrus, the pepperiness. So far, really, it's definitely in my top 4 of what I'm liking tonight.
Oh, we're only drinking 6.
Yeah,
But they're also
there's
good.
a couple of them already throwing out there, brother.
But they're also good.
Yeah.
I think I definitely have a clear top 3 and bottom 3. But where are we sitting on Glass 6? Thumbs up, sideways, or thumb down?
Thumbs up for me.
Yeah. Oh, Kevin's got more fireworks going. I think I might be sideways on this one. I'm not too sure yet as compared to everything else. So I think. All right. So now we've made it through 6. We've gotten everybody's first impressions. We need to rank these. So let's go ahead and run them back the other way if we have to do some side by sides. I have to go back to 1, 3, and 5. I think even though I do love 4, I think because I'm having it with all the other ones and 1, 3, and 5 are really good and so close to each other, it's hurting it in the ranking.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna say, you know what's funny for me is I gave 1 thumbs up to everyone on here. And I was like, well, it makes sense. It's the top 3 out of the last 2 we did. So
right.
I definitely have a laugh.
Now we got to narrow it down. So go ahead and run them back, do some side by sides, start getting your ranking in, talk about what you're experiencing here.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm smelling 1, 3, and 5 back to back. And man, they're similar. They are really good. They're similar. There's slight differences, but they are all right up there.
Yeah, Joe, for me, you know, the first 3 I really couldn't really properly taste just because I was like sneezing my brains out. So I'm like tasting them for the first time now, and it's going to absolutely affect my ranking choice.
Yeah, this time around 4 is not hitting as well.
Man, 1 and 3 in particular are just
I like 3 better personally.
really close. Man, that is tough. That is real
5.
tough.
Try it with 5 as well.
Yeah, I just went to 5. And I think 5 might have a slight edge on 1 and 3. But man, those 3 whiskeys are fantastic.
So as a reminder,
I don't know. I might be getting a little sharpness on 3 now.
I'm working on
I'm not
that.
getting on 1.
getting your lineup set.
All right. This is gonna be a tough one. This is
All right,
gonna be the toughest.
I
ending.
think I got to go with my gut, though. I'm going to go with my gut. It's super tough. I'm going to pick it. I think I have my lineup.
I'm excited for George Dickel to win it all.
You know, I have a thought of which one is, and if I'm right, it didn't even make my top 3, which is shocking to me. If I'm
right, it's exactly where I expect it to be.
God, I just don't like 2 at all.
Well, I think so. If it's the one I do not think it is 1, 3, or 5, and I have 1, 3, and 5 in my top 3.
That's funny.
And
I have 3 as my top.
Yeah, I think 3 might be my top 2.
I have 2, 3, and 5 in my top 3.
I mean, we can start ranking whenever, but I think I'll make a prediction. I think 2 is the Ragged Branch. I said this.
Sharpness? Are you getting sharpness on 3 late in the palate into the finish? Because I was side by side 1.
It's
and
a really
3.
bright spiciness right there at the end of the finish.
Yeah, that really bright spiciness. I'm not really feeling that, and the roundness of 1, I'm liking a little better.
I'm not getting that.
I'm not getting that. I like that citrus finish I get there on 3.
Yeah, I think that's just a palate difference, just a preference, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you know, I do kind of feel I'm gonna go out on a limb. I do kind of feel like 4 is probably the Dickel, and I still really like it. But when you're comparing it to 1, 3, and 5, it just doesn't pull up to those, I think. So I'm gonna go ahead and give my rankings.
Oh gosh.
We do our rankings first to last. So I'm going to give my glass number in first is going to be 5. Second is going to be 1. Third is going to be 3. And then I've got 4 in fourth, number 6 in fifth, and in last place, glass 2. 2 is just.
How did that make
it? It is just not hitting me right tonight.
How did that make that?
I'll make the prediction. I will be shocked if 2 is not the Ragged Branch.
I think 2 was the blind I missed.
I said the last time I was at the lounge, I was like, it was weird that it was hitting so good, but it was the most distinct, different flavor out of all the other ones.
It's very different than anything else on the table, and I tend to agree with you on that. And it's not sitting with me.
That was the round that we kicked out small batch too. E.H. Taylor.
Oh yeah, so I wasn't in on that one. You guys screwed up.
It is.
You guys brought this one in over that one.
Okay, Don, do you have your lineup?
I do. Yep.
Okay.
So my lineup is glass number 3. I have at 1. Glass number 4. I have at 2. Glass number 6. I have at 3.
Wow.
Glass number 5, I have at 4. Glass number 1, I have at 5. Glass number 2, I have at 6.
Okay. And Ryan, do you have a lineup?
So for me, surprisingly enough, my number 1 was number 3.
Okay.
I think my number 2 was number 2.
Okay.
My number 3 was number 4.
Yep.
We get fireworks going.
My number 4 was number 5.
That's awesome.
Okay.
And then 5, 4. My 5 was number 1, and then 6 was 6.
Okay, so for you, I got 3, 2, 4, 5, 1, 6. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, and Will, go ahead.
I am 532-614.
All right. And Jason.
5, 1, 3, 6, 2, 4.
All right. And Kevin?
I'm gonna go 3, 1, 5, 6, 4, 2.
Okay. And Paul.
Okay. My glass 5 is number 1. Glass 6 is number 2.
Okay.
Glass 3 is number 3.
Okay.
Glass 4 is actually number 4.
All right.
Glass 2 is number 5. And glass 1 would be number 6 for me.
All right. Well, I thought we would end up this way. I thought we would be really varied in our rankings here because all of these are really good. They're in the finals for a reason. But I'm going to tally up the scores. Go ahead and finish up some samples if you have some left, and I'll be back.
I think this might be the most like kind of diverse ranking we've had too.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that.
I think
Well-
6 is the Dickel, by the way.
You think 6 is the Dickel, huh?
It's either Dick or
It didn't taste spoiled enough.
If I had to guess, I'm gonna write it down. I think 4 is Dickel.
Yeah, that's what Will said.
I would agree with that one.
We'll give guesses. I think 2 is the Ragged Branch because I remember it standing out so much. I wrote 3, which was my favorite as the early times, Bottled and Bond.
I really think 5 is the Heaven Hill.
And yeah, 5's Heaven Hill. If I was guessing, I think 6 Jack Daniels.
Now remember,
That's not Bottled and Bond.
remember, Mike said he
He's wearing
thought
perfect.
3 was
Mike is just he's blowing smoke. He doesn't even have a kit.
Mike
Yeah.
is Mike.
Mike's down in Kentucky getting the craziest bottles I've seen.
Yeah.
Okay, well, when we do the
Wait for you to
reveal,
come back,
we'll
Mike.
just remember.
We'll let him know that if he's wrong, he has to donate that President's Choice to the lounge.
I like that one.
I'm gonna guess 1 is Ben Holiday.
Oh, I forgot Ben Holiday. I did like that one.
All right, I have my guesses.
Yeah, Ben Holiday might be 4. No, I'm sorry. That's 5. Ben Holiday's 5. Super
I think
sweet.
5's Heaven Hill.
Super sweet. Ben Holiday. I'll tell you what though, this Eagle Rare store pick that I fucking love, it's not tasting that good compared to what we've been drinking.
Oh, Mike's still in chat. All right, Mike, what do you think? Donating that President's Choice? Yeah, Mike's been making me jealous all weekend. Went down to Kentucky, Thursday night? Been sending me pictures the entire time.
Wait a minute. Ike was in Kentucky Thursday and Friday.
He's still there.
Mike, I was in Kentucky Thursday and Friday. Come on, man.
See, he sent me a picture of 19 and 24.
Well, I gotta recount. We have a tie for one of
Sent
them,
me
so
a-
I'm gonna recount and make sure that this tie is actually accurate.
Sent me a picture of Maker's Mark 2022 BRT01. Oh, my thing's blocking it out. What else do you send me, Mike?
All right, so what's tied that we need to reevaluate?
He's making sure he's tallying right.
All right.
Okay, there is a tie between glass 1 and glass 6. So 1 and 6, you guys have to redo for me.
Okay. On which one we like more?
Yep.
I finished all mine.
1 or 6 is our voting.
Yep.
Barrel Lizard says 6 for me.
I just stick with 1, I guess.
Okay, Kevin's
I
gonna
did
stick
like-
with 1.
I did like 6.
Paul, you're going with 6.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Don or Ryan, Will, Jason.
I'll go. You know what? I'll switch mine. I'm gonna give mine to 1. I like that black peppery finish.
Well, Don's going to 1. Okay.
6 for me. Clear choice.
Also for me.
6, and Jason.
Look at those
What
little
about the
ones.
blue?
I'm just
Jason's
trying different emojis.
Dab on them.
All right. So narrow victory to 1. So 1 is gonna get
Nothing?
3rd place, and 6 fourth. Okay, we have our ranking. We have our rankings. There was a big gap between 1 and 2 and 5 and 6. 5th and 6th place had 30 points and 33 points respectively. 1st and 2nd place was separated by only 1 point, 14 points and 15 points.
Wow.
So I'm going to give everybody the scores. Then we're going to do the reveals and see if your bottle guesses are right. In last place, Glass 2 with 33 points. Last place, Glass 2 with 33 points. In 5th place, Glass 4 with 30 points.
All right, so on 6.
Glass 4, you said?
Glass 4 with 30 points in 5th place.
Okay.
The Dickel.
In 4th place, Glass 6 with 27 points.
So far, I don't have to change any of my numbers.
In 3rd place, Glass 1 with 27
Ooh.
points. Glass 1.
That's kind of surprising.
In 2nd place, Glass 5 with 15 points.
Yeah, so 3 was the obvious winner.
3, 14 points, 1st place.
All right, go from last to first.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Let
So
me
Glass
pull
2.
up the key.
I blame you guys for this one, by the way.
I'm just gonna write Ragged Branch down.
So
Okay.
Glass 3 is 1st place.
No, Glass. Yes.
Yeah, Glass 3 is 1st place. Okay.
All right. So Glass
Here's the
2.
reveal. In Glass 2, in last place with 33 points, Don is wrong. Actually, I'm psyched. Don is correct.
No shot.
It is-
I blame
I'm
you
just
guys
messing
for
with
this.
them.
I'm gonna.
No, I blame
Ragged
Kevin
Branch.
for this. He wasn't there to give us an extra vote.
Ragged Branch.
You
Oh,
guys
look,
knocked
it's
out. You guys knocked out.
It's because you weren't there, Kevin. That's your fault.
This-
That's on you.
This
You
For
knocked out Taylor
everybody.
for this.
for everybody that night. It was beating Taylor that night. For whatever
Also,
reason.
it came in like 3rd, though, if I was right. So like
It
it
did come in
just
3rd.
made it in.
It just barely beat E.H. Taylor. I think E.H. Taylor came in 4th, just behind it. Okay, so last place, Glass 2.
So Glass
And-
4.
In 5th place, Glass 4. Any guesses?
Glass 4
Dickel.
was Dickel.
Glass 4 is George Dickel, 13-year bottle and bond.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm not gonna ever doubt Will on that. Will says Dickel. It's
No,
Dickel.
there is a very specific melody on my palate for everything.
I had a
He
feeling.
did,
I had a
miss
feeling-
it. He
Oh,
did miss
man,
it
yes.
on round 1.
We got a bunch of comments. Mike is blowing up our comments.
Oh, Mike's blowing it up with all the stuff he's got. Ignore him.
He's blowing up the comments.
I think
I
he's
had a
deleting all
feeling-
those is what he's saying.
I had a feeling that it also was George Dickel, and I as well put it in 4th place, just because Glass 1, 3, and 5 were just hitting so well.
Yeah,
I had Dickel as my 2nd. Maybe I'm a Dickel fan.
There you go. Okay, so that was Glass 4, 5th place. In the tiebreaker,
Oh,
In
yeah.
fourth place, Glass 6. Anybody have a guess on Glass 6?
I have Jack Daniels written down.
Jack Daniels,
Mm-hmm.
the banana note.
Glass 6 is actually Jack Daniels Bonded.
Yep.
Yep.
Jack
I don't
Daniels
hate it.
Bonded.
It's that
Fourth
banana
place.
note.
Yeah, it was good.
Still did pretty well. Okay, so this is very interesting. In third place,
Number 1. Heaven Hill.
third place, taking the bronze medal in the competition for 2024, which tied with Jack Daniels Bonded, an amazing showing for Ben Holiday.
Ben Holiday.
Soft
Oh.
winter wheat
Yes.
bottle and bond.
Yeah, that's the vanilla cream. That's that vanilla cream.
I'm curious, but I think I might have guessed them all.
I think I did too.
It's really interesting. We had a group of us in Kentucky this weekend, and we were all just talking about how we thought that this bottle is a really good bottle, but a little been overhyped in the whiskey tube community. However, coming in bronze medal in our bottle and bond bracket for a newer distillery, tying with Jack Daniel's Bonded is a really good showing.
I'm
Yeah.
curious to see what number 5 is because I thought that vanilla cream that I got off the first one, I got more vanilla cream off 5, and I thought that was
All right.
Ben Holiday.
I'll make the guess. I'm going to say number 5, Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond.
Okay, well, glass number 5 in second place for the first time tonight. Don is wrong.
Wow!
Early times, bottle and bond
Early times.
loses by 1 point.
Oh, by
Loses
1
by 1
point.
to Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond. Our
So Heaven Hill won
winner-
this year?
Heaven Hill won.
winner, Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond. I think Early Times won last year, didn't it?
I
No,
thought-
Taylor won last
yeah,
year.
Taylor won
Oh,
last
did it?
year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Early
Taylor
Times
was like-
won in second.
Hands down won last year.
Like that. It was up there.
It was up there. But the 2024 Maumee Valley Whiskey Society March Madness Bottle and Bond bracket winner is Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond 7-year.
What
And there's the lineup.
what a win too. By 1 point.
By 1
forget,
point.
by 1
beating out.
point.
Beating out. And for everybody watching, I know they're going to ask in the comments, it is the Black Cap.
Yes.
This is
Black Cap.
when it was still owned.
Hey, you should
by
zoom in on
Black
you.
Cap.
Zoom in on you.
Okay, hang on. Let's see. Okay, so there's the lineup. First place, 2024 winner. Second place, only by 1 point. It is the Black Plastic Cap Early Times Bottle and Bond.
I'm shocked I didn't get
and-
more peanuts off that Heaven Hill.
So Mike was correct. He was correct in the bottle call. He said he didn't even need a kit to know it.
He gets to keep his
Oh.
president's choice too.
Yeah, he does get to keep his president's choice. So that was super awesome. I hope everybody watching had a good time. I hope you guys had a great time tasting through this flight. We have our 2024 winner. Super awesome. If you haven't, for some reason, if you are watching and you have never tried Heaven Hill 7-year bottle of bond, highly recommend it. Also, if you can find someone who could share some early times with you, because I don't think I've seen it on the shelf here in a while. If you are going down to Kentucky, it is everywhere down there right now. Early times is everywhere
And it's $25 for a liter.
for a liter.
Even the blue top. Amazing.
Still really good product. So
I want to.
awesome.
I want to
Well,
add something.
Cheers, Mike.
The other thing I wanted to point out before we wrapped it up tonight is coming up on April 20th, our next monthly in-person event at the Whiskey Lounge is going to be our members meet and greet. So we're going to have the smoker out, fired up, cooking up some meats. We've had a lot of new members recently, a lot of new executive members and full members. So we're inviting everyone to the Whiskey Lounge to do a meet and greet, eat some good food, drink some good whiskey. meet some new friends that you haven't met yet, and just have an all-around good time. So be on the lookout for that event. The schedule for the next quarter is coming out very soon.
Yep.
We've got a board meeting on Monday, and we're going to finalize that, get that out to everybody. But I did want to point out April 20th. Mark your calendars. The meet and greet at the Maumee Valley Whiskey Society. So
420.
And then
Hey, I wanna-
next week, I'll have the newsletter ready to go. I'm gonna wait till after our meeting. We can finalize some events, talk about what we're gonna put on there. So keep a lookout for that. It'll be there by the end of the week. Yeah.
No, I wanted to add something about your last pick, the Pursuit United double oaked.
Yeah.
So I happened to run into Jason on Tuesday night, and he had a double oaked Pursuit United, and he was like, "Dude, ours is 3 times as good as this one."
Oh yeah.
And the one he gave me, I would drink that all day, all night. So I can't
So
wait for
good.
that pick coming up.
Oh man, it is. It's amazing. So
I'm gonna get some
All
fireworks
right.
going for that one. Hold on.
Yeah, get the
There
fireworks
it
on for that
goes.
one.
Will, Jason, anything from other 2 board members before we wrap it up here?
I was going to mention the meet and greet, which you already did, and everyone have a great evening.
Yeah. Happy Easter, everyone.
Yeah, happy
Awesome.
Easter.
Yes, it
Enjoy
is.
your
It is
family.
Easter weekend. Happy Easter to everybody who's celebrating. We
Wait.
are going to wrap it up. We're
Hold on,
already.
hold on. One more. If I could interject, if anybody has any left, let's toast to Joe's retirement.
Oh, hold on.
He
Yes.
is all done officially as of yesterday at noon.
Hold on.
Officially
Bottle
all
kill.
done. Yes. It was my last day as a federal employee. Thank you very much. I'm super excited about that. I appreciate that. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers, Joe.
Cheers. Drinks with my homies.
Awesome. Well, with that, again, happy Easter, everyone. We're going to wrap it up so everyone can get ready for hopefully some festivities tomorrow. And I wish everyone a great rest of the weekend. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.